Hi everybody, welcome to a new episode of Meatpacking Unpacked. I am so excited to be introducing you all to From a Place of a Place, and I'm here today with Danny Baez, curator of the Meeting Point Gallery, which is a part of our multi-part arts and culture exhibition here in the Meatpacking District.
Thank you for having me, and let's check it out.
Here we are inside the gallery at 2 Gansevoort, which you enter on Horatio Street.
Yes.
It's called the Meeting Point.
It's called.
What does that mean?
I decided to go with a meeting point because when I was younger, I used to come to the meatpack industry, meet with my friends, hang out in different clubs that are not around anymore. True. Unfortunately, yes. You know, I think there's no one of those standing still. So when we call friends, we say, oh, we're meeting in the meatpacking industry, so that will be the meeting point for us. And that's why I want to kind of honor that sentiment and bring into this here. So bringing like 11 black and brown artists into the space.
And so that's what we have. We have 11
yes.
black and brown artists
yes.
with their work on display.
Yes, and one in-residency artist, which is also displaying work here, which is Drew Wedge. This is a 2-part series. This is the first one. The second one is debuting September 24, if I'm not mistaken.
And we'll have a whole new round of artists,
yes.
black and brown artists for that one.
It's still the meeting point. 12 artists change
right.
again.
A new rotation of
yes.
shows.
Yep. Yes, we do. I mean, the first idea was to kind of bring them into the space, bring them to the area, and ask them what kind of relationship they have with the meatpacking industry, if they have any at all. If they're like native New Yorkers that came here as a kid, if they came here as an adult, if they transplant from some other places, if they have any relationship with the space. I say, give that to your work. It can be new work, can be work that you already made, but something that you feel connects within the narrative of what we have to do here.
And these artists, would you say they are up and coming, mid-career?
So it ranged from 20-year-old Kyle Warner, which is the youngest, which is right behind us, in front of us, yep. To Johnson Gatai, who is 23 in the most recent transplant to New York City, to Diane Smith, which I don't know the age. I never asked a woman the age. Her work is very interesting because she was the one that actually put the meatpacking industry on her work.
This is a photo collage,
yes,
right?
Yes. So what she did
right
was juxtapose the image of a young black woman over different images, like research images on the web, yeah. About the meatpacking industry throughout decades, ranging from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, 50s, 60s, until this present time. Yeah. What we want to achieve is kind of pretty much tell people of color that this belongs to you still. Somehow we haven't seen that much as of lately, but this is a space that you can feel at home, family, community, and we want to show the community that there's people of color doing great things here too. I don't know if I can say I came full circle, but it's a beautiful feeling to me to come here many years, to different shows, different exhibitions, and now that I have my own show here too.
At the Meeting Point.
At the Meeting Point.
It's always fun to sign a wall. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Fancy meeting you here.
Yes.
This is Tiffany Griffin, everybody, our Director of Marketing Events and Partnerships for the BID. And kind of the mastermind behind making this event happen, if I may say so, right?
You may say so.
Okay, good. So we spent a lot of time figuring out what a public art program is going to look like in meatpacking.
Yeah, so, we really wanted to make sure that we had diverse voices included, specifically black voices, as we were building out Meatpacking's overarching arts and culture programming. But we kind of ran up against the challenge of why meatpacking, when there are so many neighborhoods in New York City that have larger black populations in them. So what allows meatpacking to kind of host and usher in black creatives in New York in an authentic way? We spoke to a lot of creatives throughout New York City, from curators, collectors, advisors, and we ended up identifying an organization, ARTNOIR, a collective that really specializes and works with and has relationships with black creatives across New York City. And they really just came in and had a very strong POV on how we could partner to create a really dynamic program.
And so we've got 5 parts to the program. We were at the Meeting Point. the gallery that will have 2 different shows and be open to the public to come visit, to see art, and to buy it if you want to. And then what else are we doing?
We also have Visions in Motions, which is our outdoor performance, which is featured on a sculpture by Lake, which doubles as not only a public art installation, but also our stage performance.
Stage in the district.
And then we also have The Guide, which is a limited print edition celebrating Black voices across downtown and their experiences throughout the Meatpacking District. So we really go from a historical place there to current and looking forward. And so that's available in print, limited, but we'll also have it available audio throughout the duration of the program.
This is our first foray into public arts in New York City.
Yes.
What would you say are some of your biggest learnings thus far?
So many. One, I think, you know, especially when you are taking on the challenge like we did with identifying certain populations of people, just the cultural sensitivities and understanding and having those hard conversations is key, and just being very open to hearing and listening. And then from the public arts space, what would seem like simple things in terms of sound or where we set up our chairs even, you know, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of wonderful partners with the city that have been very helpful, but just knowing who those players are to make this happen. And so it's always relationships, you know.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Stay tuned to learn more about what we have going on. Much more to come.
Yes.